Flock cameras are becoming an essential tool for law enforcement investigations, but not everyone supports the move.
Flock technology is like the ultimate culmination of that encroachment. We don't want to live in a police state.
While law enforcement agencies say it's here to stay. The search for a new place to call home continues for many families, forced out due to unsafe conditions at the Terra Lake Heights apartments. The way members of the community are stepping in to help. Parents and lawmakers are sounding the alarm on artificial intelligence in the Sunshine State.
We need some common sense legislation that does not limit or prohibit the natural progression of AI as a tool for humanity.
The proposal from Governor DeSantis to regulate AI at home and at schools.
This is your Fox 49 News at 10.
Good evening. Law enforcement across Florida are relying increasingly on cameras to track vehicles and suspects involved in crimes. But while departments say the technology is helping solve crimes faster, some critics are saying it raises serious privacy concerns. It's a story that has a lot of people talking, and Fox 49's Courtney Dualaby has more.
Just a few days ago in Grady County, 4 arrests were made in a stolen vehicle incident, all thanks to flock cameras.
Thomasville was notified as soon as it entered the city, and then they were able to locate the vehicle. It exited the city, headed towards Grady County, and it was, almost immediate.
Law enforcement agencies across the region, including Thomasville Police Department, say tools like these license plate reading cameras are changing the game when it comes to solving crimes like this.
It has solved a lot of cases and helped assist in identifying suspects in a lot of cases that we've had since we've had the system.
Unlike traditional surveillance cameras, the cameras are operated by the company Flock. Local agencies subscribe to the system, giving officers access to alerts, and those alerts can then be shared between agencies. The plan recently worked perfectly between Escambia and Leon counties.
We had 2 attempted burglaries of Family Dollar, I believe, where a truck tried to steal ATM cameras from them. Lo and behold, it pops up at Leon County. They catch it, and they're able to watch these people and actually catch them in the act of trying to steal some other ATMs over there in Tallahassee.
Based on the evidence we get, based on the surveillances we put in place, we're able to bring those persons, arrest those persons, and bring them to justice.
Although the system has proven to be working well with law enforcement, not everyone is convinced. Some Florida residents say the cameras raise privacy concerns and could be used for the wrong reasons.
Flock technology is like the ultimate culmination of that encroachment. We don't want to live in a police state.
These cameras cannot be trusted. Also, these cameras are used without a warrant. So police officers, can use these cameras as many times as they want. They don't have to put a justification for each search. And so there have been cases of police chiefs using this to stalk their ex-girlfriends, to stalk their ex-wives.
Law enforcement calls it a proactive public safety tool. And with more than 100 agencies in Florida and 300 in Georgia already using it, it's likely here to stay. I'm Courtney Dualaby, your Fox 49 News.
Police say the cameras are mounted on public roadways, they're not pointed into homes, and they only generate alerts when a plate tied to a crime is entered into the system. And there's no shortage of opinions on these cameras. Some law enforcement agencies even launching a transparency portal, sharing with the community how these cameras are being used. But that is not enough for Lawrence, who writes, quote, "I could care less about what the state says about transparency. The majority of the public do not want to be mass surveilled while driving in our own communities." But Christopher says if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't care. Keith adds, "You can't expect privacy in public." Jennifer keeping it simple, writing, "No to surveillance. Absolutely not." Tonight, families forced out of their homes due to safety violations are still scrambling to find a place to live. Last night, we introduced you to this mother of 6. Tonight, she's got a voucher, but as Fox 49's Jayla Howard reports, this is just a temporary fix.
It was a race against time. Residents here at Terra Lake Heights Apartments forced to gather their belongings and get out yesterday. Tonight, some of those families still don't know where they'll call home next.
For Angela Ambers, a mother of 6,
The past 48 hours have been a blur. After staying past the evacuation deadline with nowhere to go, she says she was able to secure a short-term voucher for a 10-day stay at an Airbnb, courtesy of the 211 Big Bend. But she tells me that's only temporary.
And 10 days is going to go quick.
Yeah.
That's going to go quick. So I'm still trying to find a deposit. Once I can find a deposit, I know she told me between $500 and $700. And that's not easy to come on with 6 kids.
And Ambers isn't alone. Another mother here tells me she and her family packed up without any concrete plan, simply hoping something would work out. She says finding housing has been especially difficult because of her criminal history.
I need some help, and somebody can help me because I ain't got nowhere to go and I'm a convicted felon. Yes, I am.
As families search for stability, some of the community are stepping in. Tiffany Hill says she's been working to connect displaced residents with temporary housing resources.
And so I was trying to use some of my resources to connect them with other apartment complexes that, could potentially put them there.
And for Ambers, stability is all she's asking for.
So I'm still struggling, and I just got everything, so I don't want to start all over. Yeah. Through it, a lot of people going through it. I just wish the best for everybody, and I hope everybody finds a spot.
Residents received an email stating keys must be turned in and a valid forwarding address must be provided before their security deposit is returned. In Tallahassee, Jayla Howard, your Fox 49 News.
The evacuation was necessary due to serious fire safety concerns, but many families say they're left right now with more questions than they are answers. Florida's governor sounding the alarm on the expansion of artificial intelligence as AI has made its way into our everyday lives, including at home, at school. Some Florida parents are now asking what safeguards, if any, are in place. As Fox 49's Nick Carmia reports, a bill in the legislature aimed at regulating AI, including protections for minors, has stalled this session.
Artificial intelligence is becoming more common in classrooms, on phones, and in homes across Florida. Now, lawmakers and the governor are weighing how and whether the state should regulate it.
Governor Ron DeSantis has pushed for what's being called an Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights, a proposal that would create new protections around how AI is used in Florida. Lawmakers across both chambers have put forward proposals that would require transparency around AI use and give parents more control when minors use certain chatbot platforms. The proposal in the Senate would also require schools to notify parents before giving students access to AI instructional tools. At a news conference outside the Capitol, parents and advocacy groups called on lawmakers to act quickly. Bailey Kirkendall brought her 11-year-old son with her, saying AI is already part of their daily life.
Already dealing with these issues of how much can he use AI and what do we use it for? And so I'm already putting some guardrails in place for him. That's why I'd love to see more guardrails put in place for the state.
State Representative Alex Rizzo, a former teacher, sponsored the House version of the proposal. He says the goal isn't to slow innovation, but to make sure protections are in place, especially for students.
We need some common sense legislation that does not limit or prohibit the natural progression of AI as a tool for humanity.
Now, despite backing from the governor and movement in the Senate, this House proposal is not expected to advance this session. In Tallahassee, Nick Carmia, your Fox 49 News.
Lawmakers say the conversation is far from over as artificial intelligence becomes more integrated into our daily lives.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
Those words from Secretary of State Marco Rubio sparked major controversy from both sides of the aisle. On Monday, Rubio initially told reporters impending Israeli strikes were a key factor in the U.S. decision to strike Iran first. He later clarified those comments this afternoon, saying the decision came from President Trump. Today, lawmakers met on Capitol Hill where a backdoor briefing was held to discuss Operation Epic Fury. The operation has reignited the debate on whether President Trump should be able to use military force without going through Congress first. It would limit President Trump's unilateral power to order further military operations in Iran. Congress is expected to vote on a new War Powers Act as early as tomorrow. Tonight, Georgia's Attorney General reports his office has secured more than $1.5 billion for Georgians since 2016. More than $50 million alone was saved or returned to consumers and taxpayers in 2025. Chris Carr says his office took legal action against companies and organizations who were unfair and dishonest to customers. Among them, a deceptive cancer charity scheme that took more than $900,000 from Georgia donors. The message from the Attorney General: if you receive an unwanted call, text, or email asking you to pay money or provide sensitive information, do not respond. An unusual find made during a routine inspection led to the discovery of 22 pounds of unregulated pre-packed Chinese meat products. Last week, the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services seized the illegal meat on I-75 in White Springs. Law enforcement says the driver, who was transporting a cargo van and a U-Haul trailer, failed to provide proper documentation for the prohibited items. The prepackaged meat included Chinese pork sticks, duck feet, beef jerky, and duck tongues. Quack, quack. Officials with the USDA confirmed that the meat violated regulations designed to prevent the spread of livestock diseases. The items were confiscated and destroyed. Have you seen this woman right here on your screen? The Leon County Sheriff's Office says she is a person of interest in a theft that took place over the weekend. They say the crime took place in the area of Silver Lake Road near the Apalachicola National Forest. If you know her or you have any information, you could be eligible for a cash reward up to $5,000. Please call the Big Bend Crime Solvers at 850-574-TIPS. That is 850-574-8477. Spring break is right around the corner, and one organization has some tips to stay safe. The warning from Mothers Against Drunk Drivers coming up.
Fog developing once again overnight with temperatures mild in the 60s, but more warm and sunny weather is in store as we head into the rest of our week.
You're watching your Fox 49 News at 10 with Melanie Levy and meteorologist Alan Strom.
Well, Well, spring break is just a few weeks away. Many college and high school students are looking forward to fun in the sun and putting their books aside for a week at the beach. Fox 49's James Hill joining us now live in the newsroom with more on a nationwide group of mothers who are thinking about safety before thousands of students travel down Interstate 10 or I-75. Now, James, drunk driving is a big concern for those passing right through our area. Is that right?
That's right, Melanie. According to MAD, every day in the United States, some 37 people die due to drunk driving crashes.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving says while spring break can be fun, statistics show it could be dangerous.
We see an increase, like a high concentration of deaths for ages under the age of 25. So we see excessive binge drinking happening, which then causes alcohol-related emergencies.
Emergencies MAD is being proactive about. The Florida Highway Patrol will have more units on the roads this spring break. According to FHP, in 2025, 1 in 3 fatal crashes involved impaired drivers. MAD says staying alert, clean, and sober is the best way to ensure a safe return home.
Males could be drinking up to 18 glasses or cans of beer in a day, and females are like 10 beers or drinks a day. And we just want them to say, you know what, that's unsafe.
With spring break ahead, Mothers Against Drunk Driving of North Florida is hoping people take its message seriously. After all, being responsible behind the wheel could be the difference between life and death.
Now, MAD says rideshare apps like Lyft and Uber could be the difference and help save your life and help prevent you being involved in a crash or possibly even dying in a fatal accident. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm James Hill with your Fox 49 News.
First warning weather.
It was another warm and spring-like afternoon. Highs today topped out in the low 80s, well above average for this time of year. But I think everyone is enjoying that warmer air that has really settled into the area. Outside right now, we are on the mild side. Temperatures are in the 60s across our entire area, and our weather continues to be nice and dry as high pressure is in control of our forecast behind that front that swept through on Friday, and we'll continue to see that dry weather through the next few days. So heading into the rest of our night, we'll see clear conditions, maybe a few clouds here and there. Temperatures will be mild in those upper 50s, so where we are now really won't do a whole lot of cooling off from there and into the morning. Once that sun comes up, temperatures will be warming up rather quickly, upper 60s by the later part of it. So going into the overnight hours, we gradually see that fog start to develop once again. That'll really be widespread across the area as we start things off on your Wednesday morning. So for those early commutes, just be sure to keep that in mind as we head into the later part of the morning. That sun comes up should help that to dry out rather quickly, and then into the afternoon left with lots of sunshine into the overnight. Pretty much more of the same, seeing that fog development once again. And then Thursday we have those isolated rain chances in the forecast as a front starts to approach the area. We have that warm humid air starting to settle back in as well, so that will allow our forecast to become a little more unsettled towards the end of the week. And into Friday we do see that continued fog development as we do have that moisture in place, and then Friday afternoon looks like we do have that better chance for some shower development because a bit more scattered throughout our day there. So for tomorrow, it'll be a mild start in the 60s, and then through the afternoon we see those temperatures climb into the upper 70s and low 80s. Seeing mostly sunny conditions, maybe a few passing clouds here and there, but overall more warm and sunny weather's on tap as we head into the rest of our week. Looking at little to no chance for any rain, at least for the next couple of days. Could see a few showers pop up on Thursday, but that better chance does arrive Friday. But on the other side, it's much nicer weather for the weekend.
The Werner Hyundai Tallahassee 500 is back and bigger than ever. Rebates up to $15,000. Rates as low as 0%. No payments for up to 6 months. Werner Hyundai is the #1 volume Hyundai dealer in Tallahassee year after year. Drive the brand new Hyundai Elantra for $219 a month or Tucson for $289 a month. Nobody beats a Werner Hyundai deal. Nobody. It's the Werner Hyundai Tallahassee 500. Come visit us at wernerhyundai.com.
We're sending a big congratulations to Crossroad Academy Charter's basketball team for their big win on Friday. The team took home the FHSAA Rural State Championship. The win was no easy feat, with the Scorpions winning in overtime against the Williston Red Devils, 61-56. Their season comes to a close with an impressive 21-3 record. Congratulations to the players, the coaches, and supporters for an amazing season. Good job, y'all. Bids are open for a piece of Tallahassee football history. What you need to know about the auction for Bobby Bowden's estate, coming up. Now is your chance to bid on dozens of pieces of memorabilia from legendary former FSU football coach Bobby Bowden. The online auction, which is managed by Wiregrass Auction Group of Thomasville, Georgia, began today. The estate was the home of the iconic coach and his wife, Ann, for more than 45 years. Not only is the house on the auction block, but so is everything inside the home. The auction will end on March 17th at 2 p.m. For more information on how to bid, please go to the website listed on your screen. A celebration for the founding of Wakulla County. The annual Wakulla Wonderful Celebration is coming up. The event will be Saturday, March 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Wakulla County Extension Office. This year is special because it marks the county's 183rd birthday. Can you believe it? Attendees can expect food, vendors, and learning about the rich history of Wakulla County. Event organizers say the celebration will take place rain or shine, and all are welcome to attend. We'll be right back. Stick with us. You know, Marion, I like that blue on you.
Oh,
You
yeah?
kind of match the logo.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't get the memo, clearly. I didn't get the memo tonight. Another time. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please come back and join us tomorrow night on Fox 49 News at 10.